So it was either go back to my family home where there was a risk of, getting a hiding for them not understanding what had gone on at that school, because I wasn't believed. It just wasn't, I was that kid. You could have, found Midas's treasure and you wouldn't have got believed. Unfortunately, that's where I was. So yeah, I put myself on the streets. Now, a lot of people think, what the fuck, what you want to make you put yourself on the streets? But that's what I did, straight out of care, 16 years old, didn't fucking know anything about anything.
Can you take us through that first day of putting yourself on the streets?
It was weird, man. I'd literally come out of school. This is how it went. So I was in a residential school. So
did you have any belongings?
I literally had a few items of clothes on my back, like nothing. I'm starting my life from, it was like I had a couple of tops, trainers and coat that I was wearing. And I just got a train into Bristol, wandered around. I remember walking from town all the way up to Lawrence Weston. Now, if anyone knows Bristol Broadmead to Lawrence Weston, that's a heck of a walk, but it was just a walk. I needed to, it was getting dark. I didn't know where to do, what to do, where to go. So I got to L-Dub, stayed in some of the L-Dub, Lawrence Weston, for the Bristolians, stayed in a stairwell of some flats for the first night, just, tried to get some sort of warmth and sleep first night, realised that wasn't the area I needed to be, made my way back into town the next day. And that's when I bumped into, there's a place in Bristol called the Bear Pit, very famous back in the day. All the homeless, alcoholics, drug users all used to associate around there. I made my way there and just sort of, street people look after street people. It's one of them weird sort of situations.
How do you sleep?
I was sleeping in the Tollgate car park in Bristol. That's just a car park. A lot of people used to sleep in there. Like there used to be like 30 of us in a car park. Yeah, open air car park.
Like
in the stairwell. Yeah, in a stairwell.
In a stairwell.
Just there'd be a few of us just trying to get some sleep. It was cold. It was horrible. I woke up to more than one person dead.
Dead.
Yeah. Frozen out, man. The old boys freeze out. People don't realise that about being homeless, man. You come across real heartache and heartbreak, man, because these are people who've got no family. No one cares about them. They die and you just have to get up, go, phone the police and just say that you've just come across a homeless guy's dead.
Was it mainly hypothermia?
Hypothermia with drug use, and alcoholism. Alcohol, like a lot of alcoholics were dying more than the heroin and crack users. Heroin keeps people warm. It's like they always used to say, natural ready brek. That's the thing. It literally warms you up. Whilst alcohol makes you think you're warm when you're not. And yeah, a lot of guys died in the NCP car park, Tollgate car park, under the M32 motorway bridge in Eastville. We used to sleep in there.
Did you insulate yourself with anything?
Yeah, as much as I could. Do you know what I mean? I used to put paper up in my bloody...
Paper?
Sounds ridiculous when I say it now, but that's
like
what we used to do. Newspaper. We used to put it in our clothes, so you get that little bit of extra bloody warmth. And it's crazy. You got a whole day of doing nothing but trying to get money, begging. I was... Unfortunately, I went to begging on the streets and absolutely all sorts. Got myself involved in petty crime, nicking out of cars and stuff. Got myself nicked. They realised I was homeless. Put me in a hostel. So I was in a hostel in Gloucestershire. Everyone will know it from the UK. But yeah, this hostel in Gloucestershire, when I was there, I come across a guy from Bristol, I guess, I don't know whether he was a manipulator or he was doing me a favour. I don't know what it was. I don't know what to this day. It still baffles me. But yeah, asked me if I wanted a bit of gear, a bit of crack, snowball. Never had it before. I'm this kid who's completely messed up. I've been beat up. I've been sexually abused. I've been on the streets, and now this guy's offering me this mad drugs. Never heard of that. I have a bit of that. Straight in the arm it went. First time experience. IV, straight injected it into my arm. Made me feel amazing. Made me feel paranoid. Made me feel sick. All the things all at once. But what it did it stopped me thinking about my life. It literally turned it off. It was like, went, "Boop."
Trauma.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that trauma no more. That's got them. It's disappeared. So I thought, so I thought. But yeah, I went from, so I was in a hostel for stealing from cars. I ended up going to prison for my first street robbery while I was in the hostel. Because like I hooked up the crack and the gear, it just got to that point. And my first robbery, we'd nicked a car from Gloucester Hospital. So I'd nicked a car. We were going down from Gloucester to Stroud. There was a guy just sleeping in his car. Just sat there sleeping in his car. My first street robbery was took the keys out of his car, threw the keys away, into this fucking field. Had a hammer. Mate, I'm going to stove your head in if you don't give me your shit. Right? He wouldn't give me his shit straight away, so he got a little slap with a hammer around his side of the head. And I know when I say a little slap with a hammer, you know what I mean, right? But I just, we don't need to go into graphics, fucking Yeah, I hit him with a hammer, took his car, took his money, left him on the side of the street. Went off like a crazy man. Like about 2 weeks later, I dumped the car. Had blood in the car, my blood in the car from a little cut. Got caught for that. My first real prison sentence, 2 year stretch. Did a year. Portland back in 1995, 94, 95. Back then that was slop out.
This is the Weymouth one.
The Weymouth one.
Oh, I just spoke there 2 weeks ago.
Is
Yeah.
it YO?
It was a YO. It's an adult and YO now.
It's interesting on the coast.
Yeah, on
it's
the
like
coast.
something out of bloody
You go across Chisel Beach and up the hill.
Escape from Alcatraz
Yeah,
or something.
it is literally like that. So yeah, I ended up getting my first robbery charge of 2 years. Did a year.